Yeah, baby. Yeah. The Mac is back. Back with another video. Hello, the initiated. My name is Marcus Junikala, and today we're having a look at a synthesizer. And this is by a company called Silen Audio. That's right. The T seems to be silent. In fact, it seems not to exist at all in the name. This is something that just kind of randomly came across my radar. I think I saw this on an internet friend's feed, probably some kind of Instagram story, and I thought it looked interesting, and they thought it looked interesting, so I looked into it, and it seemed interesting. So I know very little about this, but the concept seemed pretty curious, so I sent them a message, and here we are. We have this thing in front of us. It's called Infinite Flow. So if I take myself to their website, they call this analog imperfection, modern sound. So that's pretty much the summary of this. I haven't looked at much of the content intentionally so that you actually get my authentic sort of blind response to this as I try and deliver that as often as possible. But they say the timeless sound of classic synthesizers uses models of vintage polyphonic synthesizers to unlock subtle warmth and depth for your synthesizer sounds. Captured the imperfect sound of 12 vintage analog polysynths. You can select which you use, dial in the right amount of slop. So that's basically I'm guessing the wobble and all the other imperfections. So to me, out of the gate, they don't sort of say this themselves, but to me this seems more like a kind of artistic, creative, dare I say, emotional response to instrument making. This doesn't seem like it's trying to, bit accurately model something or be a very high fidelity type of thing. Not to say that it's not going to sound or doesn't attempt to sound, very high grade, but it's not trying to do what, let's say, companies like Yuhi do, which is, component level modeling of all the bits and pieces of the synth that are inside the synth. This doesn't seem to go for that, but rather sample or model or capture. I don't know which term did they actually use. We carefully capture the imperfect sound, but they say uses models of vintage polyphonic synthesizers. So don't actually know if it's sample based or actually modeling, because they kind of use both words here. I guess capture doesn't necessarily mean sampling, so it seems like it's actually doing it from the ground up. What was I going to say? Yeah, but to me it seems more like a feel kind of approach, a sort of a style. It's a very stylized type of approach, going for a certain creative and feel-based take on an instrument, which I personally love. I love both approaches because they always have their place in time. Sometimes you want to go for something very specific, and then you probably do need to go with a tool that gives you specific results. That's not to say those tools can't give you unique creative solutions, because they absolutely can, but it's just a different approach of working. Sometimes well-designed tools that attempt to do something like this is doing, they can be just super inspiring and creative. Something that comes to mind would be the Phono Loop. What is it called? Tapes 01, I think, is the instrument. Very, very specific approach, very feel, vibe, emotion, very creative type of an approach, going for this kind of lo-fi thing. And they built their own engine there, and it's very vibey and has its own sound. So I'm kind of thinking, based on what I'm seeing here, that this is very similar to that. They say there are deep effects, so 5 customizable effects, including a flutter effect, etc. So that's pretty much what they provide on the website. There are a couple of videos, but we're not going to go into those. One is a trailer, one is a walkthrough of the presets, which is pretty much what we're going to do here as well. Which brings me to the agenda, which is going through the presets. So it's going to be the same as what they offer. Hopefully I'm going to play something different. I haven't listened to the preset video because I don't want to spoil this for myself. And also I want to respond to this in the way that it's speaking to me. So we do have this preset menu here. I don't know if it opens up for you, because it kind of, the Streamlabs software is kind of weird that way. But we do have a fair amount of these. Not a huge, not like a ton. I think we can easily go through all of these. But yeah, we're going to go through the presets. I'm going to play with them. This is not going to be super technical, I don't imagine. So someone else is going to be providing a better video for that. We're definitely going to have a look at this layout and you know, cover the basics in terms of that, just so that I understand what I'm looking at here. But yeah, very much preset based, and then maybe do some tweaks as we move along. If I feel like I want to tweak a sound. You'll only be hearing infinite flow in action. I only have a limiter on the master bus to make sure the level is decent for this video. That being said, I will probably be having to write it depending on the sound, because presets tend to be of a different level. So if you do hear clipping, that's probably the limiter. If it is the instrument itself, I'll let you know, and I'll probably let you know anyway. But yeah, just the instrument and this transparent limiter, as transparent as I can make it. Also, in terms of transparency, Silen Audio did send me this copy. So first of all, thank you for that. Secondly, I'm not being paid to make this video. So just send me a copy. I told them this looks cool, I'd love to check it out, and they said yes. So that's that. And as always, all opinions are my own, both in good and bad. I haven't been asked to say anything one way or the other, nor would I ever do that. So I think that covers our basics here. I just want to mention this right out of the gate, just opening this up. It looks stunning. I love the way it looks. The everything about this is just about a 10 out of 10 for me. All the the colors, the shades of the colors, the textures here, the layout, the typography, everything here, just the color scheme, everything here is super nicely done. On my big ass 40-inch screen as well, this is huge here. So that's nice that it's actually scales that way. It looks absolutely brilliant, and the interface is seems very clean and clear. I don't struggle to find anything here. So obviously this has nothing to do with the sound of it, but this is I love tools that look great and take the user experience and the interface into consideration, and this one just out of the gate nails that brilliantly. I should also mention that Silen Audio, what they do otherwise, because they are, I'm sort of expecting that they're kind of new into the world of making instruments, because they offer game audio services, so audio for games. There's an about page. They have 5 people working there. They say it's a full-service audio house located in LA, founded by composer Adam Fligston. Worked on a variety of AAA AAA games and indie projects, games, movies, etc. So that's what they do. And also now they make instruments. So it seems like Infinite Flow is the first iteration, or at least seems to be the one that is currently only available. So very creative bunch indeed, it seems like, and having their fingers in a in a multitude of things, which is usually a good sign, because that's what creative people tend to do. They tend to, diversify and go out into different areas simply out of curiosity. Seems like there is some kind of issue with the preset installation thing. They did mention me to be in contact with them in case I struggle with installing the presets, and indeed I did. They didn't install right out of the gate. On their website they have a frequently asked questions section which addresses that, and I did that and it works. We now see the presets, so just something to consider. The instructions are there, very clear, not a big deal, although obviously it would be nice if it worked out of the gate, but not a huge issue. And definitely the solution to that was as easy as these things can come by, and I do have a lot of experience from that. Okay, looking at this interface, you got an oscillator. So starting from the left top, you have this big section here which has these changing windows over here. So oscillator macro, so you can change the waveform, the shape, number of oscillators, detune spread, that seems like a cool thing, pan spread, mix gain, and this presumably shows, let me oh, that's cool. So when you, oh, I like that. This interface is so nice. When you change the shape here, it gives you kind of like what do you call it? Like a computer terminal type of update thing running here on the right. That's really cool. That's a lot of fun. I don't know if that's like lame for people who actually understand that kind of stuff, but to me it's super fun to look at. Number of oscillators, I already said that, etc. Okay, then you got the oscillator page where you do indeed have the number stated. So if we change it here, yeah, they are grayed out. The rest of them, synth controls, so voice panning, glide amount, cool, legato. Okay, that's clear enough. Ovlays glide, maybe that's a typo, or it's some kind of language which I do not speak. Mod matrix. Okay, so here you presumably add things to send modulation where you want to send it. Settings, synth speed. You can see my email there, which is at least currently public information anyway. Filter 1, frequency resonance, ADSR amount. Okay, that's overdrive in the filter. That's cool. That's really good. I love when filters have an overdrive integrated. I did have a Moog Sub 37 at some point, and I love the drive on that thing. That's really cool. Filter mix. That's interesting. That's a cool detail. Filter 2. So you got 2 filters. Then you have the effect section here. And by the way, this is just me just looking through this. So I love that I don't have to read a manual at all to understand any of this, which is fantastic. Great design. Obviously, you do need to know some basics about synthesis or synth structure and layout, or some kind of audio theory, not theory, but audio engineering to understand some of the basics here. So you got 6 effects. Seems like these are not changeable, doesn't seem like. So you put them on from the dot here. This looks so good. I can't get over it. It looks so pleasant. I'm really awestruck, genuinely awestruck by the look of this. So you turn them on. can't change the effect type, so these seem to be fixed. Ooh. Can I reorder them? Yes, you can. Okay, so this is cool. I wonder, maybe that's in a manual or some kind of thing. But are these in like serial or parallel thing? I'm guessing they would be serial because I don't... Maybe there is some kind of a matrix where you can change that. But this is really cool. You can just drag, put them where you want. That's... Oh, I love this. It's so good. I haven't even heard any of this. Hopefully we're not going to do a complete 180 on this. And I really know absolutely very little about what this sounds like. Okay, but anyway, filter, saturation, filter, chorus, flutter, delay, reverb. Basic stuff. It's most cases, you know, mostly what you need. So you can go in here, input, output, simple enough, dry when, yeah, cool. Frequency, yeah. Okay, basic enough. Flutter, so you choose the waveform of that. Depth, filter, feedback, cool. Delay, I would expect to see, let's see. So it is like a single type of delay, so you can't choose from different ones. So obviously had to make a stylistic choice about what they want to go with. And reverb, why is it? Oh, in terms of reverb, dry, wet, size, mod, depth, that's good to have. Moderate, very good to have. Damped. So I wonder if this is... Okay, so it is... It's not like either or, they're just words describing. So this is a lot of feedback and this would be very little feedback. That's what I'm guessing. Pre-delay, filter. Ooh, very nice to have a filter in the reverb. Huge fan of that because a lot of time you get resonant frequencies that don't really sound good. And a lot of the time, like, I don't want to put a lot of high end into my reverb. Just brightens up the mix, and it oftentimes is not very useful information for our ear. Okay, here you have, so up here where you got the grid ball thingy, that's a scope. So if I press, you can see that audio oscilloscope. I guess it would be, maybe, but a scope nonetheless, showing what you're dealing with. So if I change that to sine wave, I don't actually know what it is called. It's a specific scope. Maybe it doesn't look like an oscilloscope. It's like, has a word. Somebody tell me. Then you have the slop control, which we're going to demonstrate with an actual sound that is not a sine wave. So that's obviously very central to the sound and the style of the synth because it's a big control right there in the middle. That's very nice. Voice variance. Oh, okay. And then you have some. Okay, Korg, Poly, Oberheim, Jupiter. Interesting. And also when you play this, you see the output, the name lights up, and this is the output volume slider, I would presume. So, cool. Then you have the ADSR section. Simple enough. LFOs. Okay, cool. Basic stuff. So, let me just check that everything is resetting when I'm choosing a different sound, because sometimes some things can just change. Ooh. Cool. I think we're good to go. So starting with the first preset, 808 distortion. So that's probably what it's going to be. And again, if you see me play with the mouse here, I'm going to try and optimize the volume on the limiter here for the video. That's a hefty bulge in 50 hertz. That's very big. That's also going to reveal a lot about the bass in your space. But yeah, off to a good start. This one is a dark wave. Have some limiter clipping here. Still. Still getting a bit of clipping. Yeah, the volume slider here is way up. Yeah, limiter clipping. Let's pull that back even more. So I'd want to make this polyphonic. A bit of clipping gets through every once in a while. Has a very nice soft tone. It's almost like like a proper studio system. Oftentimes the best sounds that convert to most listening environments sort of come off a bit understated. They're like very subtle and controlled, but they let through the emotion. A lot of the time with a lot of synthesizers, period, you get a lot of very bright, harsh sounds, and this is definitely coming across very, very, very soft. This one is an ambient reverb. Get those resonant peaks. I gotta pull back this even more. This comes across as very soft, very puffy. they definitely know what they're doing on the production and mixing front here, because it's so precisely defined and controlled. Very, very pleasant sound, and that's gonna convert very nicely in the mix. This one is Architect Bass, which is definitely clipperooning. That is really good. So super good. It gets definitely harsher as you go up, but it's made to be a bass preset or patch. And I get like it has the perfect amount of growl when you play down here, but obviously it gets brighter as you go up. Very nice. The imaging here is super nice. The reverb, sense of like space here through this reverb is stellar. Very nice. They're like a soft, thick, solid body, beautiful growliness to the top. The imaging is stellar. I mean, that's going to be so good in a mix. This one is called Basic Pad, which is again very loud. Super nice, very puffy. I love how it comes in. The ADSR curve is very nice there. Again, this comes off as so soft and puffy, and that's really hard to do. Like this is super nice. And also the spreading, the panning, the voice moving around, that's super pleasant. Basic super saw, so this is probably going to be loud. Actually not. Super nice. That's very cinematic. Perfectly nailing that perfect. Again, super immersive, emotional. Doesn't feel like it's taking up like any mix space, which means it's gonna sound huge. It's gonna be easy to make absolutely massive sounding in a full mix context. Okay, this one is Big Boom. Yeah, that's indeed very, very big. Let's pull like halfway down the volume slider here. Okay, still not good enough. Let's pull it all the way down. Yeah, certain notes obviously come with a different set of resonances, and they just blow out the limiter no matter what I have the output on infinite flow very low and no gain on the limiter whatsoever. So maybe some volume control here out of the box would be nice, because it is very loud. I understand a lot of manufacturers make their sounds super loud, so they're going to be super impressive out of the gate, but in terms of like then working with it in a mix, it's going to be tougher. But I absolutely love this sound. Very nice, like dark, sparse. I love this kind of stuff. It's gonna blow out the limiter. It's probably tricky to control. Probably throw like a Soothe 2 after that to control it, but beautiful, beautiful sound. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Did we go backwards? No. Big super saw. First of all, the nasty clipping there was the limiter, not the instrument. That is spot on. That's a 10 out of 10 for that sound. It's just, that's ready to go. Obviously, you might want to tweak the how quickly it comes in if you want to control that better. It's kind of a slow starter, guessing because of the ADSR curves here, but yeah. I mean, that's perfect. Going for that sound, everything is just texture, tone, everything. And how it's mixed, how this is put together is just that's perfect. All right, next up, car seat tape. That sounds interesting. Yeah, super loud. Again, let me try figure this out. Limiter turned down all the way. Still very loud. I'm gonna pull that all the way down. So very cool texture. Again, that softness, that puffiness. I would tweak the ADSR to make it sort of maybe more plippy ploppy, blippy bloppy, I don't know. Here I want to see how the slop control affects this, because this is obviously very wobbly sounding. Because the slop is definitely something more subtle. This isn't coming from an effect, because we don't have the flutter on, so this must be kind of some sort of a mod type of a thing, modulating, detune. Yep, something like that. This one is called Chillscape. Limiter. There are some very, like, significantly louder resonances building up. That's really, I mean, going to be the case with synthesis often, especially with pad type of sounds. Like, that's beautifully designed. Some of those peaks you're going to have to catch one way or the other. I recommend using OEK sound or OX sound. I still don't know which one it is, but Soothe 2 to do that. But let's, I'm going to try and find some kind of decent level here. This is a beautiful sound, very cinematic. Yeah, we're just clipping balls here. That's a beautiful sound. Some kind of pitch mod thing probably happening here. Or something. I think the key is actually changing or something. I'm not sure. It didn't do that when I was playing that, but I don't know. But in any case, I mean, very, again, dark, sparse, lo-fi-ish, very soft. I love this kind of stuff. This is just, that's a stellar sound as well. Chop Shop. Very cool. Again, limiter clipping happening somewhat, but wasn't too bad there. Very cool. So, I wonder what this thing is. Is this the pan spread? Yes, it looks like, because the red thingy is moving there. Yeah, so this is the pan spread. That's actually a tremendous visualization of it. I really like that. Oh, okay, we seem to have crashed. Getting the spinny wheel of death. The pan spreading was too much. Yeah, spinny wheel of death has struck. This doesn't look good. Seems like Streamlabs is going. Okay, yeah, but we've lost the window here, so. I'm trying to open up activity monitor here on the good old Macintosh, but not getting a response on that one. So something here was clearly too much to handle. I think I need to try and force quit this studio one here. Yeah, and then I opened up. My recording software is somewhat also tripping balls. It's probably because I'm trying to capture a window that is crashed. So I'm gonna cut it here, and we'll be right back after this. All right, we should be back in business. DAW crashed. I'm assuming due to something going on with the instrument. But yeah, I think this is where we sort of left off. So this one is Cinema Pad, and let's try it out. Seems like we can push the limiter a bit more here. Let's play something polyphonic. Beautiful imaging. The way they move the sound around with this this imaging is just stellar. Beautiful amount of effects on that as well. Great sense of imaging. Limiter clipping. Let's pull that back a bit. Again, tricky to find the level with this. I'm just going to pull back the limiter altogether. So. Limiter clipping there. When you stack the voices, it's obviously going to be louder, more resonances, etc. Beautiful sound. Again, it's so soft, so precisely put together that just nails these kind of darker synth sounds. So, cinematic distortion. Again, let's pull back the volume there. Beautiful grit on that one. Again, perfect sculpting. The movement, the sense of the distortion there in the right place. Let me actually. Okay, so it does have different saturation types. You click this window here, which I'm guessing showcases the where it is accentuating the distortion. Or it doesn't seem to change, so I'm not sure. It's just like an image. Oh, actually, I'm probably an idiot. Yep, I'm an idiot. So it responds. This showcases I'm guessing this is kind of the frequency focus, and this is the amount. Yeah, there you go. And this is the resonance, which basically adjusts the Q factor. So that's super nice. Again, this interface is stellar, but the saturation type is not color coordinated or otherwise indicated anyway. So maybe something on that, like a letter in the corner. I don't know if that would be confusing, or maybe just a different color for each saturation type. That would be nice. Obviously challenges the interface design a bit, but I think that would be cool to instantly know what type you're in instead of opening the menu here. But this is very nice. This is yeah, this is good. Yeah, very tastefully done on the distortion. This one is called City Darkness. So that one has very clear pitch shifting there. Yep. I want to pull down the slop here to see how it affects that. Yeah, so it's definitely more like a fundamental, how should I describe it? It's more like subtly affecting the fundamental, I guess, nature of how guessing the oscillators behave. But subtle thing, but that can just make a huge difference in terms of the liveliness of a sound. This one is called Kleble. It's more of a kind of an effect type of thing, depending on what you do. Coldscape. get those resonant peaks. I'm trying to find a decent level here. I'm going to stay in this range because it seems more controlled there. And here we can really push the level, it seems like. Let's put it to about half. God damn. Oh my god, but this sound is stellar. Soothe to the rescue in the mix, but I gotta get this played. Yeah, perfect. It just, I actually had like no idea how this was gonna go against like my personal preferences and things like that, but this just hits the spot. Very beautiful sounds. That previous preset reminded me of some of the Luftrum Sonic Underworld stuff, which is really cool. Yeah. Next one is called Corvus, and it is loud. So very cool sound. I would get rid of the pitch shifting so I can actually choose it for myself, but super nice. Like that could be really good. So one of the things I notice is that doesn't seem to be an arpeggiator here, so probably the motion is coming from the LFOs. But yeah, something to consider if you really like working with ARPs, and as far as I can tell, no such thing in here. This one is called Cyber Pull. Cool for like atmosphere stuff. Did I almost say atmosphere? Well, that's a new word now. Okay, preset called Damage Speaker, and I can see how that is the case. So that would be pretty cool for some dark ambient stuff. Throw a massive reverb on that and you're done. Ooh, that is thick. Super juicy, very, very fat. Okay, so I'm starting to get this white noise here, which I think they had a section on this on their website. I'm gonna put my internet on. This is most not a super pleasant thing. I'm assuming this is some kind of like a demo thing, control thing. Okay, so let's go infinite flow page. Then we go to the bottom here and go to the frequently asked questions. I hear a hiss of white noise. Did you purchase a license? Well, I didn't. Okay, so seems like for some reason it doesn't remember my license here, although I've entered it already, and that's why we could play it without this hissing noise. So, I'm guessing we go to settings, not authorized. Well, I did authorize, so it doesn't seem like it remembered this. So I actually gotta, let's jump into this view so you don't actually see my serial number. Cool. And now going back to here, issue sorted. So this one is called distorted kick. Not much of a kick, I'd say like an effect bass kind of thing. Distortion bass. It's a kind of surprisingly vanilla thing, but that's actually really good for kind of a maybe SNESy chiptune stuff. Distortion lead. It's actually quite harsh sounding. Down B. So kind of an effect type of thing. Dreadful pad. Again, nice imaging. I would probably get rid of the vibrato. I don't know if this one is actually an empty patch or is just named to be an empty patch, but I think that's the default sound, so probably an empty patch. This one is called Entrance. rhythmic element. That's super nicely done. Very juicy, very dynamic. Also very quiet, but like it's super loud, but we're not even getting close to any kind of dangerous level. So that's going to be absolutely massive in a mix. Very cool. Flex knife. Again, kind of a sound effect kind of a thing. Again, kind of a sound effect riser type of thing. Super smooth, juicy sound. Very, very nice. Glitchy bass sequence. Horrible timing for my part. Super nice sound. Very dynamic. Thick. Perfect amount of grit there. Hark. Very nice soundscapey thing. Haunting reverb. Clipping, yeah, limiter clipping. Absolutely, let's pull that down. Absolutely beautiful sound, very inspiring. Obviously, I would tweak the how it comes in and goes out. So I'm kind of a bit confused about the voicing here because it sounds like sometimes the voices run out. It does have 8 voices, so I'm not sure. It kind of cuts off the previous note, which usually happens if you run out of voices on a synth, but this shouldn't be the case with 8 voices here. So not exactly sure what's happening. Maybe it's like coming from somewhere else. But beautiful sound. I would tweak again how things come in and out, tweak the reverb, but beautiful reverb as well. I love that spinny vibrato thing. Very actually a nicely done thing there as well. Hypnotic sci-fi pad. Dare to push that a bit more. So not many of these have a mod wheel control, but this one does. I would probably keep it subtle, but very nice. Bit of a tweak on the reverb. In the ship. Cool. Sound effecty killer shake. Very nice noise. Quite pleasant, smooth. Mouse pad. Very rich, very juicy. And again, all that smoothness in there. That's very nice. Can push the level here a bit. Let's put it maybe somewhere here. Super nice sound. I love that. Again, super puffy. Very, very nice to listen to. Morphic pool pad. I mean, super rich, so polished, balanced, texturally rich. That's super nice. So if you want a sound that sounds like your teeth are being drilled, that's the one. Very nice. If you're going for that sound. Again, nails that sound. Very nice. Nice wobble. nice. I love all the movement here. Very cool. I would dig in there and tweak it to fit whatever I want to go for. But again, it's so like such a nice sounding thing. Again, kind of a riser type of thing. Very pleasant noise. Super good. Super good. That's very nice. That's going to be super good in a track where you want to have kind of a percussive element, but you don't want to go for... You want to have a rhythmic element. You don't want to go for like a percussion instrument. Organish? Or organish? Very nice sound. Shitty playing, but oscillator sequence. Very cool. Again, we need to figure out the pitch, but super, super crispy and punchy. So I'm not hearing anything. Not hearing anything from Poppy. I love that stuff. Very nice, kind of a retro thing mixed with this bit of a lo-fi aspect. Very nice. I just, you know, as you can tell, I could play that all day. Pretty shapes. Cool. Yeah, juicy, smooth, very actually indeed punchy. Again, different flavor, very nice. Let's do quiet keyboard. Limiter clipping there, but again, beautiful sound. Need to figure out the balance between the low and the highs, but very nice, puffy, sparse sound. It's cool. I would play with the length of the notes, but beautiful distortion. The saturation here is really on point. Very nice growl that gives those kind of rich harmonics that aren't harsh, but they just sort of thicken and bring that different. How should I put it? It's almost like the harmonics that it gives a different level to the harmony itself. This one is Reese-ish. Again on that one, not getting anything. Yeah, sound effect is kind of sound effect-ish kind of a sound. Yeah, all of them sound very meaty, very balanced, very nice. Ryan Gosling, 2049. Super nice sound. Again, I would play with the pitching. That is shifting there, but very nice. Quite a bit of level fluctuation here. This is exceptionally quiet compared to some of the ones that are just really loud out of the gate. Some of these went really quiet suddenly. Yeah, actually very subtle. Super dark wow bass. Again, one of those where nothing is happening. I don't know if it's a fuck up on my end, but definitely seems like it's not triggering the input at all. Otherwise this would light up if it did do something. I don't know. They really nailed those dark, twisted pad sounds really well. Super nice. Again, perfect imaging balance. Like these are really well done. Okay, theremin like. It is indeed. I don't know, again, we're getting some of those resonant peaks in there. Thick, plucky bass. Super nice. Very mature. Again, a lot of these percussive and these effect type of sounds have a perfect like profile. It's a different question whether I use them or not, or whether I would tweak them, but like they're very full sounding. Trance lead. Indeed, very trance-like. And again, what I like about this is it's obviously going for that typical sound, but it's very, very soft and puffy. So again, it's going to be a pleasure to mix and going to convert to other systems as well. T. Sawyer. Very nice sound. I also love how it really changes the response profile depending on whether you play short or longer notes. That's very nicely programmed. Unstable signs. It's going to be really cool for like a very empty, sparse part. Put a huge reverb on that. Variance. Yeah, these ones are just perfect. That go for that dark synth cinematic sound. They're just spot on. Very cool, rich, dense sound. Wavy overdrive bass. Cool, super rich. Okay, riser, clipping a bit there, but a soundscapey sound. All right, we went through all the presets, so that's what we're going to do for this video. Again, touching on, we obviously did minor tweaking here, and we didn't use this like as a synth on its own out of the gate, going from default to something. So but looking at the architecture here, it strikes me as a very, very pleasant tool. I don't do a ton of programming because I don't have time for that, and I'm not super like interested in going from nothing to something. That doesn't really creatively as a composer speak to me as a process. It doesn't fascinate me tremendously, which is why a lot of the time I seek for fantastic sounds, and as soon as I hear something that inspires me, then I dive in and I tweak things, and I know precisely what to do because I do understand synthesis and audio engineering rather well. But that's my preferred path because I'm looking for inspiration. I'm looking for great sound designers taking what they've done and hearing, oh, this is the music I want to write, and then go with it. Going from nothing to something is not like it's not like I'm so inspired by sound itself that it's not a path that typically makes sense to me. It's not to say that it never happens, but quite rarely. And obviously these days I tend to use so many great sounds by sound designers that are far better at synthesis and all of this stuff than I'll ever be. It just doesn't make sense for me to, like, out of ego or whatever else to do these things when there are better options available. That's not to say that it's an ego thing always, but for me there would be no solid reason to do that for any other reason. But so a very long-winded way of saying that, or explaining why we didn't jump into here. But looking at the structure of this, it seems super right down my alley. I tend to prefer simpler synthesizers, and have a simple structure that I can grasp my mind around it, my head around how it's actually structured and how it works. And once I understand how that works, then it's easy to jump in there and actually get creative. And usually the way it's configured, how it's sending stuff from place to place, that's where the intricacies and the creativity comes from. And this is doing exactly that. I love all of this imaging stuff, the panning, the voice moving around, and obviously you can then use an LFO to work with the pitch, etc. This is right down my alley in terms of what I would prefer from a synth, in terms of how it's laid out, how it's structured, simple enough but super powerful enough to do a lot of cool stuff. And this seems to be quite focused a lot on this panning aspect as well. Love the mod matrix. This is super clean, super clear. I just love this interface. It is absurdly good looking, very clear, clean. All the text, all the colors, everything is super good, very, very clear. So in terms of that, I would not doubt that if I were working on something from a sort of a more ground up, that I would love to be using this. In terms of the waveforms, you have sine, saw, varisine, varsine. Actually, I wonder what the difference is. Somebody can explain it to me. A triangle, square, pulse, saw, square, noise. So pretty basic stuff, but you can obviously adjust a ton of stuff here. And yeah, I tend to prefer to work with simpler components, and then effects play massively into synth sounds. And I actually am someone who would subscribe to having a simpler, powerful, well-designed creative synth, and then putting more effort or sort of more emphasis on the effects, because they shape the sound so much, and there's so much versatility and creativity there that's what I would recommend for most people. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from synth purists, but this is how I find that you have better control over your sound and get better results. So, but yeah, effects sounding super, super good. Especially I didn't hear a lot of apparent chorus, which in my books tells me that it's chorus well used, because it's subtle. It brings that kind of texture and liveliness in there. And yeah, the sense of space here is fantastic. The reverb is super, super solid. But yeah, I think that kind of covers my general thoughts on the aspect, which I didn't cover in this video, which was more of preset focus. But as a synth, seems super nice and right down my alley in terms of what I would love to be using and tweaking. And again, when you find a sound here that you really like, it's so easy to dig in here and find what you're looking for and tweak it. So yeah, I know I'm beating a dead horse with the praise of this interface here, but it is just so fantastically done. In terms of the sounds, again, they nailed a lot of the dark pad, Blade Runner-ish, but also other types of like darker lo-fi pads. They're just like 10 out of 10, just top notch. To me, like perfect sounds. A lot of massive, big, juicy basses. The percussive and sound effect elements were also super, super solid. You probably have to jump in there and tweak things to fit your whatever you're trying to do, but the profile of them is just bang on. Also, like a lot of the shorter note, plucky type, maybe sort of chiptune-ish, but lo-fi, who knows how to describe that. I love those sounds. They were also really, really spot on. So really not much to critique here. I would say that in terms of the level here, again, I would probably do another pass and try and curb some of the sounds, because they were super, super loud out of the gate, and you just have to jump in here and pull them down, because otherwise they're going to be just too loud to use in a mixed context. So that would be one of those things. I would love to see first of all, more sounds, because they clearly are really good at designing these sounds. So I would probably want to see even more of them. This is a good amount. This is a good batch of sounds, but they're so good that I'm just yearning for more. Some of the departments are solid, like the pad section. Maybe different types of pads would be nice, but just, do what you do more of it, and also as a result of that, because right now we have an amount of presets that is manageable from this single menu here. But if you increase it, I would love to see control over that. It is unclear to me, like if we open the patch window here. So here is where you can, I don't know the definitions here in terms of what patch is versus a preset. But this is really good because you can categorize things here. You can rate them, star system, and then like star grading system. You can put notes in here, author, that could be you or somebody else, and type. So this is really good because then you could go with types, click on. So I wonder if there is a way of, okay, here. Okay, cool. So that's very nice. So go by type, and then you can see them. So this is what I should have done for this demo. Go through them in this order because that's what I preferred to do. I always make these discoveries at the very end of a video, so I apologize to the developer for not you know, for not organizing these in the best possible fashion, would be far easier to timestamp this YouTube video as well. But you know, live and learn. So that's cool. So if they add presets, this is actually a really easy way of keeping track of them. But I would love to see more of them, because it's certainly like, there are a lot of great instruments out there, but there are fewer great sound designers out there, and they clearly know what they're doing with this stuff, and it often is a very big selling point of a library. Something that comes to mind is Teletone Audio, which, I mean, they make absolutely unique instruments in their own right, but what you're really getting, and like Teletone Audio, Slate and Ash come to mind as these kind of companies. You're purchasing their productional sense as well, their mixing abilities, their vision in that sound design department. You're not just paying for the stellar library or instrument, you're also paying for their knowledge and wisdom and skill in that compartment. And this seems to be very much the case with this instrument as well. So many of these sounds are, most of them are just absolutely fantastic. So I would love to see more of them, which in my estimation and opinion would be a massive selling point for this, in addition to it being a fantastic sounding instrument. But right, okay, I think I've been you know, going for long enough on this one. So that pretty much summarizes it. Super happy this came across my radar. Super happy that they were interested in me making this this video. Super happy to have this in the arsenal now, because it is fantastic, and I'm definitely going to be utilizing this in the future. And as said, I would love to hear more you know, presets, more sounds for this, because it is so fantastic. But just through and through, very enjoyable, very pleasant experience. And it's one of those tools that you look at and I'm excited to use it. Like I like this interface so much that I want to get my hands in there and tweak things. Even when we have those brilliant presets, there's obviously always going to be things you want to tweak so that it fits your music. And this seems like a toy box for me. Like, I want to get in there and use it. It's so well designed and put together. But yeah, I think that's enough for this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're getting this, or if you already had gotten it. That's English, I guess. Let me know down in the comments. And again, thanks to Silen Audio, the T is silent, for sending this over. And really looking forward to what you got cooking up in the future, because this is super solid. All right, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Finished.